Hey everyone, today I'm unboxing a new SAMA product. They're known for their cases, but actually recently they've gone into power supply units and also all-in-one coolers. And this looks completely stunning, so I wanted to take a look at it. This is the L70 360mm, but they've got lots of other variants too. So let's unbox it. So the box itself, yeah, it's fairly heavy. It's 2.2 kilograms, just if you wanted to know that. Other than that, the box is fairly plain and minimalist. So yeah, SAMA L70 has got the picture there. It's got the logo on the side there. And then at the back, you've actually got all the details, obviously, of their website, and obviously the actual information about the product, so which sockets it supports, so you can see it there. I'll put the exact list anyway in the description, but you know, all the various 115 type Intel sockets, some of the other ones as well, AM4 and AM5, and this comes in both black and white. I've got the WH, which is the white version, and then you've got details, obviously, of, you know, the noise and everything else. It's ARGB, and yeah, that's about it really, and details of the fan. So now let's unbox it. Oh, right, okay, so that is the actual product, but some other stuff fell out. So let's put that there. Now I can get the box out of the way. Right, so yeah, you've got some manuals. So the L series high performance air cooler, it shows all the different ones. It's the black, the white, and it comes in 240 as well. Just showing how you actually install, you know, the radiator and what comes in the box. So I'll just show that there in case you needed to see it. So that's what comes in the box. You install the radiator. Similar for 240. For Intel, you're going to need to use the back bracket, etc, etc. It shows you how to do all that there. So quite a nice manual actually. Tells you everything you need to know. AM4, remove the stock bracket, then put everything over, same as you'd have with an air cooler. So you put the actual bracket over the washers, apply the thermal paste, take off the actual little peel, which we'll look at in a minute, and then yeah, that's about it. So that is how you connect everything up. So you've got effectively your radiators, and it goes to the CPU fan/opt, and also the all-in-one pump as well. So this is suggesting you've actually got 3 different cables, which makes sense if you've got the ARGB as well. And then in this, it's going to be the actual, yeah, user manuals and accessories. Obviously, I've seen the manuals, they've already fell out, but the actual accessories, if I just show them off as well, you've got everything you need. So you've got your thermal paste, so SAMA Freeze. So if I just take everything out, so yeah, you've got the thermal paste, you've got the AMD brackets, as you'd expect, you've got the Intel back bracket, and then obviously the actual Intel top brackets that go over your CPU. You then mount the cooler to, and then you've got loads of different screws as well. And these aren't labeled, but what's effectively going to happen is these are the ones that go on your motherboard, I believe, and these are the ones that attach the radiator to your case. So that is what that is, and actually that is quite nice design. Like sometimes you buy, you know, a CPU cooler and you get so many different types of washers and everything else, and you know, slightly different screws depending on whether you're on a certain Intel socket or an AMD one. And it gets really complicated, so it's quite nice with that, just to have everything you need in one bag. So that is that, and now we can look at the fun thing, which is the actual all-in-one pump. So it's all very well packaged. Let's just take that out a second, and then we can peel this off. Oh, look at that. That looks like an absolute beast. It feels like a beast. I think it's high quality plastic instead of glass. I'm trying to feel it. Yeah, it's not super cold on my face, so I think it's high quality plastic as opposed to actually glass, but that's absolutely fine. Next, I wanted to show off the radiator. So effectively, this is the 360mm version. So you've got your standard radiator there, as you would expect, just that. And then you've obviously got the actual fans. The fans themselves look nice. They don't, like sometimes you see fans that are really cheap and plasticky, especially with some slightly more budget, you know, air coolers and stuff. These fans look quite nice. And in terms of the cables and plugging them in, oh, actually, before I say about that, remove the film before installation. It's easy to forget that, but yeah, remove that. And it is worth noting there's no pre-applied thermal paste on here, which is why you had in the box. So when you're going to install this, make sure you remove that. Put the thermal paste on the CPU, for example, then, you know, install that in the normal way, and then you tighten those screws. So fairly easy. In terms of the fans, you've got your ARGB header there, which requires 3 pins essentially. Then you've got your 4-pin PWM fan type thing, and this is going to be for the radiator. So you'd plug that into the relevant port on your motherboard. And then you have this as well as an extension. And so if you don't have enough ARGB headers, then you've got that and you can start daisy chaining things, for example, with these cables. Because yeah, the actual CPU pump, it has ARGB as well. And what you could potentially do, I wouldn't see any reason why not. I'm going to actually install it like this and test it out. And I'll tell you in the description if you can't do it. But essentially I would chain these two together for ARGB. So I'd chain them together and then just plug one of them into my motherboard. But effectively it is worth knowing in terms of the number of ends you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which isn't excessive as I mentioned, but it is just worth knowing that. But if you're looking for a really clean build, what you can actually do is cable tie these particular cables up the end of the pump, and when you're installing it, hopefully you're not going to actually see those cables much at all. So I think that looks pretty awesome. I'll put details in the description about how you can buy this item and everything else. And other than that, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please click the thumbs up button and please subscribe to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching.